Hello everyone, it's your boy the Fantasy Football Almanac, back at it with another best ball draft video. Today we're hopping in an Underdog Fantasy Football League, doing a Best Ball Mania 3 $25 entry fee for the chance to win $2 million for first place or up to $10 million in total prizes. Here we're launching, we get the 12th pick, which I kind of like, honestly. I think the 12th pick is really pretty nice. To get the double up with two very, very talented guys, whether that be Joe Mixon, CD Lamb, Devontae Adams. There's so many different choices and so many different ways you can go. I do generally like to get one wide receiver and one running back there, whether that be CD Lamb, Joe Mixon, any of those type of guys, or if Najee Harris, someone like that falls, which he goes 6 here, so definitely not falling in this case. But somebody like that I think is the best usually. We got Dalvin Cook coming off here, board at 7. I think it's nice too because it gives you a lot of flexibility. Getting these guys at 12, it is possible. I mean, Derrick Henry and Najee Harris, or Derrick Henry and Austin Eckler still have not come off the board yet, which is actually really crazy. Austin Eckler just comes off the board at 9. I mean, that's crazy value right there. I absolutely love Austin Eckler. So it is possible we still end up in the same position where we would have ended up in anyway, whether that be taking Devontae Adams or CD Lamb. DeAndre Swift comes off the board. There's potential we get Derrick Henry here. I think it's low. I think Sherman will most likely take Derrick Henry, but it is possible Devontae Adams is the one that comes off the board. And if that's the case, I mean, I think going Derrick Henry is definitely the best thing to do. Just because at that point you build up a crazy unique team. Derrick Henry does come off the board though, meaning that no matter what, we are going to have a very similar roster to a lot of other teams. Here we most likely. Here, I don't know what I really want to do. It is a little weird at 12 because there's like 5 or 6 guys that I really, really do like. I think we will take Devontae Adams here. Most likely, we're going to go CD Lamb as well. And just have 2 absolutely insane wide receivers. I think that's what we're going to do. Just because at pick 36 and 37, it is possible we can double up and take Alvin Kamara and Travis Etienne or James Conner as well. Any of those 3 guys there, I would be very, very happy with. I mean, it would actually be amazing. Or we could also go Jalen Waddle. I mean, it is possible that we get screwed over with a team build like this, getting 2 absolutely insane wide receivers. But again, these wide receivers are absolutely insane. You can't be too mad when you're coming out with 2 of the best wide receivers in the entire draft. And Devontae Adams is a guy, I mean, he's going like 10, 11, 12 in this range. He's a guy I don't really like taking. I'm not, like, whenever I take him, I'm like, oh, I don't really want to take him because this situation can really only get worse going from Aaron Rodgers to Derek Carr. But he's an absolute target hog, touchdown machine. He's one of the best players in the entire NFL. I mean, I would still say he's the best wide receiver at this point. I would say Cooper Kupp and Justin Jefferson definitely have a case to be made over him. And Jamar Chase maybe next year will have a case as well. I just think Justin Jefferson hasn't done it for long enough. Cooper Kupp hasn't been consistent enough. Devontae Adams is just the most consistent bang for your buck. I think easily next year, most people will probably be saying it's Jefferson. I really don't disagree with that. I think it could easily be Jefferson next year. Oh my God. FSU for Cole, absolutely ending up with a killer draft here. I would have done the same exact thing, getting Austin Eckler and Joe Mixon. Oh my God. Wow, that is absolutely awesome. Good for you. Good for you, FSU for Cole. But either way, I think Devontae Adams can really only go down, but down for Devontae Adams. What can really go wrong for Devontae Adams aside from an injury? You know for a fact Devontae Adams is going to be getting a very insane target share. I mean, there's just no way around it. Now we got Christian McCaffrey off the board at 2, which is happening more and more frequently, honestly. I think a lot of people have even started pushing him up to 1, which does make sense. His ceiling is absolutely there. I mean, people have been obsessed with Christian McCaffrey recently. There was a time where he was going as high, or as low, I guess, as 8. And now he's going pretty consistently at 2, so it is interesting to see. I mean, it's actually pretty awesome in terms of the fact that my old teams, I do have a lot more Christian McCaffrey because he was going at 8. I mean, I was taking him everywhere. It's what always happens with these running backs. At first, everyone's scarred from what happened to them last season. You get said about Joe Mixon, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, and then they slowly start to creep up until hype comes out of control. People forget about what happened last year. And the hype just gets absolutely out of control. And I mean, I don't blame them. I just think it's good to be drafting early so that way you can end up with these guys like Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, as early as possible. We got Nick Chubb. This guy tripling up at running backs. I'm pretty sure I've had the same exact team combination here before. It's a great team combination. I mean, you can't be mad. Leonard Fournette coming into training camp, 260 pounds. People are making a big deal out of it. I don't really get why. I think it's dumb. I mean, maybe you lower him a draft spot or two just as a cautionary tale. But I mean, come on. He's an NFL player. Once he gets back into the swing of things, he will definitely. I'm not gonna say definitely because you never know in football, but most likely won't matter. Just buying into that training camp hype, I just think it's not smart. I don't recommend it at all. 260 pounds, who cares? He's got a month and a half to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, and he's got the best staff in the world to help him do that. He will definitely do that, 100%. Had a little bit of a wide receiver run going from A.J. Brown to Mike Williams. A.J. Brown, a guy that the community has always been really high on. Never really truly had a full breakout. I mean, obviously, he's had some fantastic seasons, but always been marred down by injury. And now he joins one of the most run-heavy offenses in the entire NFL, probably only behind the Ravens. And they do have some target competition. I mean, how many yards is Jalen Hurts going to throw realistically? I wouldn't say it's going to be a lot. Alvin Kamara comes off the board, pick 34. A little devastating to us because we did really like him. We want ATN here. It is possible we can get him. Sherman may snipe us here again. Taking Derrick Henry and ETN, we do not know. We might also go Marquise, which is another guy we'd want. We may just end up with absolutely insane wide receivers. He goes Marquise. I would have liked Marquise, but I'm happier he let ETN come to us. And then here I say we get our third wide receiver. I mean, I think Jalen Waddle's probably the best option. Again, I think the only wide receiver in NFL history to have over 100 receptions his rookie year. And while Tyreek Hill's coming in, bringing some added competition, Jalen Waddle will have more efficiency. He will definitely have more efficiency coming up next season. So we got Travis Etienne and Jalen Waddle. Travis Etienne being our RB1 is a little concerning, but he's basically another wide receiver, which is honestly sick. I mean, that team is going to be pretty bad. They're going to be down in a lot of games. They're going to be needing to pass the ball in a lot of games. And who do they really have? I mean, obviously they signed Christian Kirk to that absolutely massive deal, which I don't think anybody expected to get Christian Kirk paid that type of bag. I mean, it's Christian Kirk. He's not a bad wide receiver too, but as a one, I think it's the Jaguars really needed a wide receiver. I mean, it's actually crazy just how bad the Jaguars situation was last year. Trevor Lawrence was throwing to wide receiver 1, Marvin Jones, wide receiver 2, Laviska Shenault. DJ Chark was out not the entire season, but a fair portion of the season. He was out, I think, after week 5. DJ Chark would have been their wide receiver 1. DJ Chark's nothing really to write home about. I mean, he's not a great wide receiver in the NFL. He's not even there anymore. So, I mean, who are they really throwing it to besides Travis Etienne? I think I've kind of more so bought into the Travis Etienne hype now at this point just because the receiving backs, I mean, you just get so much points. He's going to be getting every single valuable touch in that offense, and while that offense might not have too many valuable touches to go along with it, I think it'll still be a very promising offense. It would have been nice to get Alvin Kamara as well if we got Kamara and ETN there to pair up with 2 phenomenal wide receivers, but it just doesn't happen this time. Here we are in a position where we may end up, we probably have a couple guys that we're really eyeing, whether that be Jalen Hurts, Chris Godwin. I feel like this is the perfect range because after this, there's a pretty massive tier drop off. Jerry Jeudy coming off the board, pick 48 as well. About where you always see Jerry Jeudy coming off. I do really love the Jerry Jeudy hype train. I'm all aboard the Jerry Jeudy hype train. Brandon Cooks coming off the board, pick 49. Less so on Brandon Cooks. I think there's no hype around Brandon Cooks really. Surprised he's going that high actually. A lot of people value him pretty low. But we're really hoping for a good running back. Whether that be David Montgomery, because David Montgomery can maybe fall. It is possible. Whether that be David Montgomery, I'm a little concerned with Dobbin now being placed in the pup. Deontay Johnson fell all the way to pick 50. Wow. Oh my God. I guess DK Metcalf at 46 pushed him down a little. We got George Kittle coming off the board. I imagine there's pretty much no way we get Monty here, but it is possible. I mean, Monty would be actually so. I would be so happy if I can get David Montgomery at pick 60. There's no way it happens though. We got Lamar coming off at pick 52. David Montgomery at pick 53. Rashad Bateman, Darnell Mooney could both be interesting pickups if they fall. We got Mahomes still on the board, who, I mean, I would just have to take if he made it there. Chris Godwin, I would probably take as well. I really like the value on Chris Godwin. So right now, I don't think Bateman will make it to us. It is possible, but I don't think it's plausible. Obviously, for Cole will most likely take him. A lot of very highly experienced people really are high on Rashad Bateman, and he does take him here, which is a little unfortunate. Here, oh my God, we get sniped on QBs here pretty badly, honestly. Can be activated anytime. We probably will have to take, in my opinion, J.K. Dobbins here. Even though the pup list is pretty bad news, I do think taking this combination of Chris Godwin and J.K. Dobbins here is pretty smart, honestly. Josh Jacobs could have been the other guy I would have considered here, but I mean, we're going to be taking a very injured team, I guess, here, which is a little bit annoying. I mean, three of our players here are just Chris Godwin, J.K. Dobbins, and Travis Etienne, all coming off pretty substantial injuries, which is actually a little crazy. I mean, I usually like to draft a couple injured players, take a few risks, but this is just all out risky. Oh my God! And Dalton Schultz falling at picks, or rising all the way to pick 63. I've gone over my opinion on Dalton Schultz before, but I'm glad his ADP is starting to fall a little bit. I mean, 63 is not falling, but it should fall a little bit further. Juju Smith-Schuster is a guy I do like, but I haven't really been drafting in this range just because I like so many other guys in this range. There's like so many different wide receivers that I'm like, wow, I'll take him, I guess. Yeah, sure. I'll take Darnell Mooney. I'll take Rashad Bateman. I'll take Deontay Johnson. I would rather have all those guys. I'd rather have Chris Godwin over Juju. All those guys I would just rather have over Juju. Although Juju is most likely going to be a target hog in Kansas City. I mean, who else do they really have? What do they got? Sky Moore, obviously a good rookie they just drafted. TJ Hawkins coming off the board. I got that. Oh my God. These tight ends are flying off the board. Maybe it would have been a little bit better to take Kelsey at this point, knowing that TJ Hawk's going pick 67, which is really painful. But you can never know that. You can never know TP226 is just absolutely insane. You can never know that he's giving us a free $5. You just can't know that. But either way, I think Juju is walking into an offense where he is going to be getting a ton of work. And I don't understand why he's going so far behind. I guess this is just why I don't like Allen Robinson at all. But how Juju is going so far behind Allen Robinson. I mean, Allen Robinson and Juju, their situations are so similar, except for the fact that Juju's entering into a better offense with about the same amount of competition. And Juju's younger. There's less questions about age. I don't get how you could be drafting Allen Robinson and not want Juju, or vice versa. Allen Robinson's in a situation, I guess Juju, I mean, he's got Kelsey, but Allen Robinson has Cup. Both of those, I would say. I mean, Cup's obviously better than Kelsey, but they cancel each other out, I'll say that. They about cancel each other out, at least. I just don't get it. Sky Moore versus Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson's established, probably won't be getting too much workload. I'd probably give the nod to Sky Moore in terms of the fact that Sky Moore probably will be taking a little bit more targets. But Van Jeff is no slouch himself. I mean, should probably have like 700 yards this season. Both have absolutely insane quarterbacks, both top 10 QBs, but Juju's got a better QB. He's younger. I don't understand it. We got a lot of wide receivers coming off the board, especially from Wedge World and Rye, the car guy. 4 wide receivers in a row for him and 3 wide receivers in a row for Wedge World, which is pretty interesting. I feel like these receivers have been falling just a tiny bit. Drake London, you don't see this far down. You need the same thing with D-Hop. Lazard still on the board, Lance on the board, Russell Wilson on the board. There's a lot of guys here that I really like. Kadarius Toney potentially. Hopefully here, I mean, we can end up with Trey Lance. I don't think it'll happen, but if we can end up with one of these 3 guys, as long as Russell Wilson comes off the board here. Granny, Hopefully we don't get sniped. We get sniped on one more player here, which is really annoying. But what can you do? Here we may actually double up on QBs. It is possible. I don't know. I'm kind of torn, to be honest. We have two fine running backs. We got Trey Lance here, potentially, as long as Sherman doesn't snipe us, which he does. Oh my god. Three players in a row that we really want to go off the board here. It makes sense. I mean, they're really, really talented players. Probably gonna have to take Tom Brady here, just because I think Tom Brady's got to be the best pick here, and I don't want to risk waiting on another QB. I've been taking a lot of Tom Brady. I've been taking a lot of whichever QB falls in this range, whether it be Russell Wilson, Trey Lance, Tom Brady. I think this is really the range where you want to get QBs. I would have loved Allen Lazard, though. I mean, Allen Lazard would have been amazing. Here we definitely do have to hope we can get somebody like Chase Edmonds. I mean, if we could get Chase Edmonds here, that would be amazing. Chase Edmonds and someone else. But here we got tons of wide receivers coming off the board. I mean, from Devontae Smith to Michael Thomas, it's been, and now Marquez Valdez-Scantling, it's just been wide receiver after wide receiver. And it's not hard to see why. A lot of these wide receivers are guys that potentially have the ability to absolutely go off, take over a supreme workload in their offenses. Not all of them, but you look at Michael Thomas, he does. Valdez-Scantling, I don't think is really a threat at all. I mean, he's always been a career deep ball guy. That's really all he is. Probably coming in as like a replacement for Mecole Hardman. It's another guy I don't get drafting. I don't get drafting Mecole Hardman. Um, I just can't see it. We got Rashad Penny coming off the board, pick 90. Rashad Penny, honestly, if he's certified as the one, you could make a case to move him even higher. I could definitely see that. I haven't been drafting any Penny, really. You could definitely make a case to move him higher. Chris Olave would have been a really interesting pick, too, if I wanted to double up a wide receiver here. We got Clyde, Damian Harris, Rashad Penny. I'm a little worried we might get squeezed here at running back. It is certainly possible. I'm really, really hoping for Chase Edmonds, which, I mean, you could just really never know. But Chase Edmonds would be sick. I take it back. Chase Edmonds coming off the board. It does make sense. What's Chase Edmonds' ADP now? He is flying up the board, so oh my god. He's now picking 95. He was all the way at like 110 like a week ago. I didn't realize he was so high up now. Chase Edmonds, though, great running back. I mean, I have been scooping him pretty much everywhere. I think Chase Edmonds is pretty much a lock for the starting role, and I think now people are starting to realize that, which is a little unfortunate for us. But I'm telling you guys, please, please get on Chase Edmonds. He's most likely going to be the starting back there. Devin Singletary, Darius Goddard. I am hoping, really, really hoping. I mean, it would be awesome if we could get Dawson Knox. I got to stop saying this, though, every time. These three people before me, Sherman, Dragani, and FSU Cole, have just been absolutely killing me, just taking every single last value that's on the board, which is a little unfortunate. And Dawson Knox coming off the board here. There's a couple guys we like. Actually, a lot of guys we could take here, whether that be Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers. I do think Aaron Rodgers is getting pushed down the board a little bit unfairly. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have Devontae Adams anymore. Of course, now Derek Carr does. But Aaron Rodgers has never thrown more than 5 interceptions his entire career, coming off back-to-back MVP seasons. I mean, still a phenomenal quarterback. I don't think anybody thinks that Aaron Rodgers is bad by any means now. Of course, it translates a little differently, but it's not like Derek Carr can run the ball. I mean, he's had 240 yards the past. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers probably has had something similar. Yeah, pretty much the exact same thing. I mean, Aaron Rodgers will most likely get less yards. That's just not Aaron Rodgers' game. He's never had a 5,000-yard season. Whereas, I don't know. Derek Carr almost did. Yeah, Derek Carr's had a higher season in terms of passing than Aaron Rodgers ever has. But Aaron Rodgers should be putting up more touchdowns than Derek Carr this season. I just think it's almost inevitable. Here most likely will go James Cook and Aaron Rodgers. I imagine Sherman's going to try and snipe us with some Derek Carr action. He goes James Cook. Oh my god. This is really annoying. Yeah. Sherman, if you're listening to this, I don't like you, man. I don't appreciate what you're doing to me. It's pretty annoying. You're a good drafter, though. I'll give you credit. Credit where credit's due. And then here we're most likely going to take Christian Watson. As all you guys all know, I've been taking Christian Watson absolutely everywhere. I think Christian Watson's such a value where he's going right now. I mean, we're taking that, and also what's really, really nice is we're taking the Aaron Rodgers, Christian Watson stack here. which is honestly sick. So every time Christian Watson catches a nice bomb, Aaron Rodgers benefits, Christian Watson benefits. That's just a good situation overall. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers throwing 30 touchdowns, they got to go somewhere, right? I don't think Alan Lazard's taking more than 12. I don't think. All right, I've gone over Christian Watson enough on this channel, I think. I want to stop. I want to stop talking about him and just take him every time. But I'm absolutely in love with this man. We got Garrett Wilson. We got Treylon Burks. We got a lot of wide receivers coming off the board. Treylon Burks is a pretty interesting pick here, I think, at least. I think Treylon Burks is pretty smart because, I mean, who's he really competing against? Robert Woods. They go back to back. Those are really the only two. And, I mean, it's not going to be a high passing volume offense unless Derrick Henry gets injured. And Derrick Henry is getting older, so it is possible, but you never really want to bet on injuries and stuff. Unless, I think it's only smart to bet on injuries if, or think a guy's going to get injured once you hit the age cliffs, and that is different for each position. At running back, I would say around 28, 29, you got to start really being a little worried about running back production now. Or not a little worried, pretty worried. I would say once you hit 28, it's like, okay, this guy probably has 1 or 2 good seasons left and maybe in him. And then at 30, it's like, oh my God, get rid of this man. Like, trade him in Dynasty, at least trade him for any value you can get. And then for wide receivers, I think it's a little bit older. I think it's more like 31, 32 for wide receivers, and then you really get to fall off. Like, just look at Julio Jones with the most brutal fall off I think we've ever seen from not ever, but from a wide receiver. I mean, it was actually so sad. I feel bad for the man. It is a little tough to see. Kirk Cousins coming off the board at 118. It is tough to see, though. And just while you guys are here, if you guys could, it would really, really mean the world to me if you guys could go down, leave a comment on this video. I'll announce the giveaway now. Screw it. I'll bring it up again. But go down, leave a like on this video, subscribe, leave a comment. For the giveaway I'm doing, we're giving away $50 to Underdog Fantasy. So if you guys are interested in making some money, potentially winning $2 million, I'll be giving away $50 from my own pocket here. Trying to get you guys on Underdog Fantasy. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I think it's really, really fun. It's honestly some of the best times I've ever had. I love drafting on here. I'm drafting on here pretty much every day. So basically, for the giveaway, all you need to do is go down to the comments, leave a comment with hashtag bestball. You can do hashtag bestball and then anything you want. And it is 1 entry per video. So if you are listening right now, go to all my videos. Leave as many entries as you can. Try and get as much money as you can, or as much potential to make this money as you can. Go to every single one of my videos, comment hashtag bestball, and subscribe, and you will be entered to win every single time you write hashtag bestball on one of my videos. It is an entry, limited to 1 video, limited to 1 entry per video, but you can get up to 25 entries, something like that. So if you guys are interested in making some money, potentially on Underdog Fantasy, please let me know. That'd be awesome. Anyways, back to the video. We got Michael Gallup, Irv Smith coming off the board. It is possible. I'm not even gonna say his name. After what's been going on this whole draft, a little scared to say his name, but we probably will say it. I'm targeting the tight end here. We desperately need tight ends now. And I think I was just gonna say I think Zach Ertz is still on the board. Not the guy I was targeting really. I kind of forgot about him. Although I probably would have gone for him had I seen him on the board. We got Ronald Jones, Kenneth Walker, Isaiah Spiller. Kenneth Walker going all the way down to pick 125. We got Cole Kmet. I don't think we're going to miss this tight end run, though. It is possible one more gets taken. Whether that be by Sherman. Sherman's just an absolute beast. I mean, I hate this man. I hate him with all my heart, but he's definitely an absolute beast. Maybe we go Madison here, too. Try and double up, because we do really need more running back depth as well. Which is weird. These last 2 drafts, I've really been hammering these wide receivers way more than these running backs, which is usually not what I do as much. But here we do end up with Travis Etienne and J.K. Dobbins, which is awesome. Damian Pierce comes off the board. We're going to go with Madison. We're going to take Freiermuth as well. We probably will need to take 3 tight ends unless Mike Gesicki somehow plummets. But I really don't like taking 3 tight ends at all. There's a lot of guys we are eyeing up in the next round. It's kind of weird drafting from turn positions, like the 101 or the 112. Because in positions like this, I think it is a little more acceptable to reach. Because the guys in your range are never coming back to you. Like Christian Watson, there's no way he was making it to pick 132. But he's the guy I like the most. So I think it is a little more acceptable to reach, especially if you're in your home league. I think reaching is a lot more acceptable to at the turns because it's like you're never gonna see those guys again, guys that you may really like. Whereas in the middle, when you're at let's say 141 or something like that, you can wait a little bit, afford to sit, and maybe try and get that guy at 148, something like that. That's the hope at least. Whereas if you're here, there's really just no shot. And the other thing that's nice about it is the fact that you get to pick two guys. I mean, I think that's like underrated a little bit. It almost feels better because like, oh, I get two guys here. I get two guys here that I really want. Unless the no value falls to you on the board, then it's like, damn, I got to pick two guys here. You get a little screwed. It is a little sad. I think it is cooler though to draft from the 101 or the 112. In my home league, we just actually announced our pick order. It's a 10-team league, two running backs, two wide receivers, one tight end, two quarterbacks. It is super flex. I do have the 110, so I'm picking last. Pretty sure I'm gonna end up with Jamar Chase. I think that's around what I'm hearing because a lot of my friends do really like going running back heavy. I probably will end up going Jamar Chase, and then with the second pick, I am pretty torn, honestly, because for the most part, I think DeAndre Swift is a pretty substantial teardrop off from a guy like Joe Mixon in terms of talent. I don't even know if DeAndre Swift will be there. He might be taking a 10, and I really don't want to go two wide receivers that badly. I mean, if Devontae Adams is on the board, if it's like Devontae and Jamar Chase, like I think that's a combo that it's hard to pass up. But guy, I can't go two wide receivers. It's really hard for me to go two wide receivers in a fantasy football draft early. I think running backs are the key to success, and if you have great running backs, everything else will follow suit. It's happened to me last year. I drafted Derrick Henry and Joe Mixon. Not to go off on too much of a tangent, but I drafted Derrick Henry and Joe Mixon. Um, and it worked out really well for me. I mean, I didn't take a wide receiver until the sixth round. I ended up with actually great quarterbacks, great running backs, and then I took Deontay Johnson in the sixth, and worked out really well for me. And that's what I'm hoping to replicate for the most part, but I'm not 100% sure how the draft is going to play out. And it's never good to go into a draft with a very predetermined draft. You never want to go in there and say, taking Jamison Crowder, pick 140, 100%. If he's not there, then I have no idea what to do. You want to be flexible, want to have a plan. Things could always go awry on draft day. You never know. But either way, we got these tight ends coming off the board a little bit. I still think I'm going to end up taking two. I'll probably wait on somebody like Higbee. I'll probably hope that Deshaun Watson makes it back to us at pick 180. Because that would be really nice. I mean, let's say 180 or 181, I take David Bell and Deshaun Watson. I mean, oh my God, that'd be awesome. We got Tyler Algier and Tyrion David Price coming off the board pretty early. Two of the guys I really, really like. I wouldn't necessarily call him. I mean, Tyrion Davis Price is my guy, but I wouldn't necessarily call him my guys, so to speak. I mean, not like Christian Watson level. I think it's fair to have three my guys every season. Oh my God, Sherman, please, please, Sherman antitrust act, please don't snipe me. This guy's been really an efficient sniper. I mean, he should be in the U.S. Army. He doesn't. He goes to Jeff. Might go Tanyan here, just because Tanyan will be walking. And Tanyan was placed off the pulpos, but can go off the pulpos anytime during training camp. Though he's inactivated by week 1, then it's 1 or 4 weeks. Again, not really too worried about that now. It is July. It's not August. The season doesn't start for another month and a half. So we're going to take Robert Tanyan here. Ben Jefferson, I think, is absolutely obvious. I mean, he's a guy who can very, very easily take the top off a defense. And in this range, I mean, he's got Cooper Kupp to compete with, but they sling the ball so much. I mean, Allen Robinson had easily, it's not close, the worst season of his career. I mean, it was so bad. It was actually like embarrassing how bad Allen Robinson was. And whether that's from quarterback play or not, you really can never know. But Ben Jeff, I think, is a fire player. And if he does end up catching an 80-yard bomb, that will be reflected pretty good on my team. I do really like this team a lot. I think I like the team I drafted the last draft better because my wide receivers I think were better, and my running backs were honestly better as well. But this team is still nonetheless actually a really, really good team. It's really strong. We do have a weakness at tight end, but that is okay. I mean, what can you do? Like I said, you gotta have one weakness somewhere. You can't always just have strengths everywhere. But anyways, go down in the comments. If you guys could, it would be awesome. And so please go down, leave a like on this video, leave a comment, hashtag best ball for the giveaway. That would be great. You guys could win $50, which would be awesome. $50 to Underdog Fantasy, which you could potentially turn into $2 million, $10 million in total prizes. And go down and subscribe. Once I hit 50 subscribers, the giveaway will be unlocked. So better to subscribe now. Turn the notification bell on so you guys never miss a video. And and you can speed up this process a little bit and get that $50 right in your pocket to win that $2 million. We got Corey Davis coming off the board, Daniel Jones, Sammy Watkins, Evan Ingram, Khalil Herbert. I think Khalil Herbert, if Dave Montgomery were forced to miss time, Khalil Herbert is one of the few backup backs that I really, really, really like. My apologies. Is one of Deshaun Watson coming off the board is one of those backs that I really, really like. I think Khalil Herbert could honestly be insanely good. Here we're pretty much just eyeing up. I would have liked Deshaun Watson, but now that he is off the board, we most likely will only rock with these two QBs because there's really no other QBs I like here. So now that does give us the flexibility to potentially go 3 tight ends if need be. I think here we should really bolster our running back core as well. Maybe pick up like a Paris Campbell. Maybe we could even go 9 wide receivers, 5 backs, 2 QB, 2 tight end. Although our tight ends absolutely suck. I mean, they're definitely going to be some of the worst in the league. It's okay. I mean, it's really not all that bad to have terrible tight ends. It could have been interesting to go Kelsey at pick 12 or 13. But honestly, I just can't really see myself drafting too much Kelsey at pick 12 or 13. I would much rather take Mark Andrews, who I think is in a position to benefit just almost as much as Travis Kelsey. At like 20 or 21, than taking Travis Kelsey at 12. I just don't really understand it. I think Mark Andrews honestly is in just as good of a situation to succeed as Travis Kelsey next year. I think Travis Kelsey could easily finish as the tight end 1. I think both of them are like far and away the top 2. But I think Mark Andrews is in a really, really good position to succeed, and I feel like people don't realize like how good of a situation Mark Andrews is in next year. And I think he had 1,300 yards this year. He could easily replicate that. It wouldn't really be too much of a problem. We're going to have Darrell Williams here. I am fine taking either of the backups in Arizona, whether that be Darrell Williams or Benjamin. I think it is good to just hang on to both, because either way, both of them are going to be walking into pretty insane value. I'm going to take KJ Hamler as well. Get our 8th wide receiver. And we're probably end up calling it a day with 5 running backs and 9 wide receivers. I'm a little concerned. Our running backs are really pretty weak. We do have good quarterbacks, good wide receivers, pretty terrible tight ends. The main thing would be we need to make sure Travis Etienne and J.K. Dobbins stay healthy this season. If Dalvin Cook goes down for any reason, Madison's looking like an absolute steal. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing. That's pretty much what this team is relying on. Other than that, we have a very, very strong roster. We really don't have too much left to go. So just look over some of the teams. I do want to see Sherman's team. He's got Derrick Henry, Kelsey, Hollywood, Cortland Sutton, Allen Ra. Honestly, for the amount of times I feel like he sniped me, I don't think his team's really all that strong. I don't really like a lot of his team. I do like Hollywood a lot. Not a big Sutton guy. I would say the main thing was the Trey Lance snipe, which was pretty annoying. I would have loved Trey Lance. And his snipe of Derrick Henry, but I can't blame him for taking Derrick Henry there. I also can't blame him for taking Trey Lance, really. I mean, both of them are good picks. It just would have been really nice to have him fall. I'm Malone Mack and Baker Mayfield. There's a lot of pretty interesting teams here. I don't really like a team like with Jamar Chase and Michael Pittman and Robinson. I mean, these Michael Pittman and Allen Robinson are guys I just absolutely hate this year. Honestly, I'm not a fan. I don't get all the Michael Pittman hype. He finished as a wide receiver at 15. Michael Pittman last year, I think around that was without anybody else, no competition. I mean, the wide receiver two in that offense was probably Moali Cox. Moali Cox. I don't even know who their actual wide receiver two. Who actually even was it? I'm honestly blanking right now. Now they get Alec Pierce, they pick him up in the second round. Paris Campbell, who you never know. I mean, he's one of those few players who has been injured most of his career, but they have hung on to him, and he is in year four. It's possible he steals some touches. I mean, there's just a lot of things that I'm a little concerned about with Michael Pittman that I just would not be taking him where he's going. I'm glad he's going so high. I mean, I'll let other people take him every time, but just not me. Julio Jones and Will Fuller. It's crazy. These people aren't even on teams. I mean, I like taking Will Fuller. I like taking Julio Jones, but it's so weird. The best ball drafts go so long that we are drafting people who aren't even on teams now. It's actually mind blowing to me. But I'm fine with it. I mean, I will take Will Fuller anywhere. I mean, if he has access to scoring 50 points in a single week, Julio Jones, one of the best wide receivers in the league a few years back, probably the best wide receiver in the league aside from maybe AB, second best wide receiver of our generation. Julio Jones is an absolute beast, but now just fortunately just too old at this point to really have that much of an impact. But it is possible he could go somewhere like the Ravens, like the Packers, anywhere who really needs a wide receiver. Duvernay coming off the board, a little unfortunate. We probably are hoping. My dream scenario would be Donta Foreman and Wan'Dale Robinson. Either way, though, we got Gronk. I wonder if there's any new Gronk news. I haven't really seen anything about Gronk coming back, so probably not. I do think Gronk does seem a lot more serious this time. It is smart to take him sometimes in the last round. Because if he does come back, he has a ceiling, unlike most of the tight ends in this range. Like, I know I was jacking Cameron Brate, but I think I am starting to fade off Cameron Brate now, especially with this Kyle Rudolph signing. I think the Rudolph signing does more solidify that Gronkowski probably is not coming back. They probably spoke with him. Probably could tell he seems a lot more serious. They're like, oh, we got to go out there and get Kyle Rudolph. I mean, Gronk might be smart in the very last round. It's like a flyer, but now with Cameron Brate, I'm a little concerned. We got Brian Robinson coming off the board. I'm surprised Hayden Hurst is still on the board. Wow. We're going to go on and Delta Foreman and probably call it a night. It's a good draft. Actually, a very good draft. I really like this team. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please go down, leave a like on this video, leave a comment, hashtag bestball so you guys can enter this tournament and subscribe. Speed up the process a little bit. Make sure you guys can get this $50. Down to Foreman coming off the board. So we're going to have to adjust our strategy a little bit after taking one deal. We're probably going to take some... We do have to go running back here, 100%. I'm not sure who that's going to be, though. Honestly, we're going to take Samaje Perine. I think Samaje Perine... Oh, lands on pup list? Okay, we had a... I'm going to take Pierre Strong here. It is somewhat possibly get some volume, so we're going to take him. Please go down, leave a like on this video, leave a comment, hashtag bestball so you guys get entered in this tournament. Subscribe so that way we can speed this up a little bit. You know, get this underdog giveaway done with a little bit quicker, so we get the $50 in the hands of the people, and you guys win $2 million. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.